Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of our Dungeon Boss Hero Spotlight. It is official, Winterfest is upon us. And so that means we're going to be taking a look at the new hero today. His name is Goretusk. And we got a lot of things to cover, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to jump in. I'm actually going to purchase this guy for you. So that is going to be one of my Christmas gifts, or Winterfest gifts, or whatever Yuletide holiday you celebrate. This will be one of my gifts to you. You can use this information to determine if you want to commit some of your own personal money to opening up some of these doors with gold keys. I will admit last year I went a little bit overboard with the gold keys. I did open up all of the doors and went through and did the bonus doors as well. Spent a little bit more than what I would have liked to, but ultimately it was for a good cause. We got, I think I got 5-star Grognog out of it last year. People were upset because I didn't get 6-star Grognog. This year they've made it perfectly clear if you use gold keys, you are going to get a 6-star Goretusk. That being said, I am going to allude to another gift that I have for you guys. As you know, this holiday season, it is generally, I guess, well known that the season is supposed to be about giving and not receiving. I'm a firm believer in that. I do believe in providing for people less fortunate. And so what we're going to do is, first off, let's get out to the shop here. I'll show you what I'm going to do here just for the interest of reviewing Goretusk for you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy this purchase here. What I'm actually going to do is I am also going to buy this for one of you guys too as a viewer. So all you need to do in order to be eligible to win this is all you got to do is drop a comment on this particular video, and in that comment you have to leave a number. That is the only official rules of this contest. You don't have to play Dungeon Boss, you don't have to like my channel, you don't have to like me, you don't have to be in my guild, you don't have to be in a guild. You could have just installed the game today, 2 years ago. You could play Clash of Clans, you could play PC games. I don't care about any of that stuff. All that matters is that you put a comment, and in that comment you list a single number. That could be 1, could be 5, could be 200, could be 8,000. Don't care. All you have to do is list a number, and we are going to pick one at random, and that number will become evident in the future when I actually announce the winner. The winner will receive a $100 gift card for the iPhone store or the Google Android store. If you are in another country, I do apologize. I don't have any other way to do any type of currency exchange. The code itself will be for US dollars. You can take the code, do what you got to do with it, and hopefully it converts appropriately based on your country. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up Goretusk here. We're going to do a hero unboxing. We're going to take a look at him, what it takes to ascend him, what his base stats are and such like that, see how good of a hero he is, and then ultimately that is going to help you determine if you're going to put some keys towards this guy and see if you can get 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, whatever you might want to get out of Goretusk for this Winterfest season. Alrighty, so give me 1 second. I'm going to make this purchase here and we'll be back in just a quick tick. Alrighty, so purchase was successful. Goretusk is ready to be unlocked. Let's go ahead and do an unboxing here and see what's in store for this guy. Now, I have not looked at anything as far as his base traits or his hero card or anything like that on the events page. I wanted it to be a legitimate review here and not anything, you know, where it's pre-rehearsed or anything like that. So, let's get out here and find this guy. Should be at the top. There he is. I don't know why he's called Goretusk. He looks more like a knight than anything, but he does have a pretty cool looking helmet. I do like that. I remember from the forums when they first announced him that he was going to be a beast. It looks like we're looking at a 1-star initial summon. That's similar to the lines of Marrow that we saw. Let's go ahead and open him up then. Oh, I did not expect that. He's a centaur. Fun fact, every single one of us is half centaur. But I'm digging the cool axe. I'm guessing when we ascend him, he's going to turn into something pretty sweet. I do like that. He's a really cool looking hero model. We haven't seen really anything like this yet, so it's kind of neat. Let's go ahead and get him. First off, we're going to add our stars in here. These are from our tokens that I just bought. And so those 280 got me partially through up to the 5th star. So I'm halfway through 5-star. This will probably allow me to use just the gold keys that I get daily through Winterfest. Probably get him 5 stars. I'm not going to go overboard and send him up to 6 stars. I don't know that that's worth it just yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let me go ahead and drop some experience on this dude and get him maxed out here. We want to see what his base traits are at, in this case, 4 stars. He is, well, let's see. He's a fast beast, fast tank. You don't see that too often. He's a fast beast tank. He is also armored right off the bat without any ascension. That's good. And he's fast. Base attack, I didn't expect that to be very high if he's a fast hero. He's got really good defense for being unascended. Reasonable skill, and actually a pretty good health pool as well. I'll tell you though, I'm blown away by a fast tank. I don't think we've ever seen or really expected anything like that. I'm not going to jump into the abilities just yet. We're going to go straight into the ascensions first, and then we'll circle back to the actual abilities. Right now he's got no traits that are really anything to speak about. We'll get to that when we get to that though. His first ascension, extremely manageable, only 4 cold fires. If you've been doing those random events that come up every now and then, there's an opportunity to farm cold fires. A lot of people might have 30 or 40 of these things. I think at one point I had over 50 of these, and anytime I needed Evo essences, I just break them down. But this is actually a very, very manageable one. It does require 40 monarchs. That's a bit on the high side, but really it's just celestials that are benchmarks for ascensions here. So with this first ascension, it is going to give us avalanche, which is another ability. Insulated woolies, we've seen that before. And crippling cold. We'll circle back to the traits after this as well. So visually, he got an upgrade to his chest piece, and he got a nice little mohawk on his helmet, and his little axe got a second half to it. So pretty cool there. His next ascension is, let's see, pretty typical. It requires 8 of one and 2 of another, and then a couple of monarchs. Brawny, and the Bushido. So unfortunately the Bushido is one of those, I guess it's the unicorn of celestial evos. It's a real pain to come by. I would suggest just combining them and crafting it, but this particular ascension is going to give us his next ability. It is going to give pack tactics, which is his beast trait. It's going to give mammoth guard. We'll come back to that one actually. And then momentum, that was yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second as well. All right, so let's see what he looks like with the ascensions here. Couple of cosmetic upgrades, nothing else too much. Just a little bit of gold trim. Overall, it looks pretty cool though. I'm definitely digging him. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to power up all these abilities once here so we can see what they look like. I'm not going to do the calculations like I do with the face-off series. You'll be able to tell pretty easily if he's got a good attack or a bad attack. Oops. I wish there was a single press and hold to update this like with the experience potions. Wish I had some elevator music right now. Almost there. Before we look at the abilities, we are going to take one quick little sidebar back to the stat page. Now that I have ascended him, I would have gotten a few bumps to his stats there as well. So attack of 1500, defense. He has a momentum, which doubles his defense. Wow, that's impressive. And then because of a taunt trait, it appears as well. So really good defense for a fast hero. His health was bumped up a little bit, nothing that great though. All right, so let's look at his full trait loadout now. He does have the armored, which we saw. He does have fast, which we saw. Insulated woolies, can't be frozen, chilled, or frostbitten. That's pretty common with heroes like him. Crippling cold, so chance to slow when hit. When on a team with Solaris, chance to frostbite as well. So there's his Solaris trait, is anytime he's hit, it could slow the enemy. That's going to be actually really, really helpful in PvP, because just by having him on your team, it's going to throw a wrench in the system, because you don't have to have Grognog to necessarily slow that team down. If they try to kill him and don't, you're going to be sitting pretty good with slowing that person down. So that's actually pretty cool. The Solaris mechanic adds chance to frostbite as well. We'll have to see how high of a chance that actually is. But pack tactics, we've seen this one with all of the beasts before. It's just that basic retaliation mechanic. Mammoth Guard. Start dungeon with extra defense, taunt, and reduces damage dealt to all other allies. The effects are reduced as momentum increases. Taunt is removed at 3 momentum. Interesting. So basically, this is going to be a forced taunt. Doesn't need him to be with any other beast allies or anything like that. Similar with Krex, where he needs to be with the reptile allies. It looks like he's just going to start a dungeon taunting regardless, which is pretty good for PvP. It will help for those people that don't have a really good taunter. If you're doing PvP attacks, I think this could be a great mechanic. And it also has a reduced damage to allies, similar to what I'm guessing Inferno offers. The effects are reduced as momentum increases. So I'm not sure exactly what momentum does. I think that's his last trait. We'll get to that in a second. But as the momentum increases, the effects, so I'm guessing his defense lowers down, his taunt, his taunt is removed at 3, and the damage dealt to other allies is likely reducing with one step each time as well. So we'll have to see how this actually plays out, but we'll get there. The last one here is the momentum trait. So attack and damage increase when hit by an attacker. So you gain momentum by being hit, apparently. So stacking up to 10 times. At 9 stacks, his attack can no longer be targeted. His attacks can no longer be targeted. At 9 stacks, his attacks can no longer be targeted. Oh, I wonder if that's sort of a wild swing type thing. A la, what's his name? Femus. So basically, once you get max stats, it's basically just a wild rampage type thing where you attack and he just hits whoever. That's what I'm guessing it is. But this attack and damage increase, so it's similar to what we see with Lily, except for no health boost. This resets on each room. That's basic Lily 101 right there as well. It does not appear that momentum impacts anybody else. So with the exception of maybe Shade stealing this as a buff, we'll have to see if that's possible. That could be incredibly brutal. It could be a cool mechanic to basically Spirit Link this guy and take his plus attack. That might be pretty powerful. So overall, he's got a pretty good trait loadout. Not really a ton of synergies, which is probably good for a new hero. He doesn't necessarily jive well and actively give tons of bonuses to a bunch of other people. He does have plenty of basic synergy with the Beast team, and he does have some cool stuff himself as well. Interested in to see how this is going to shake out when we put, for example, I didn't look at the rune loadout, but when we put that Guardian rune on him, I don't know if I have one laying around here. I think actually Grognog has mine, but putting a Guardian rune on here that already buffs his defense, he might be tough to kill in the first round. I'm not going to worry about any type of our rune loadout right now. It looks like he's got the basic runes for this element. I'll let you determine the type of runes you want to put on him. My guess is defense and damage reduction are going to be the way to go. I don't think he's going to be an attacker. I think he's going to be meant to stay alive, similar with the damage reduction Lily, and we'll let his momentum gain charge, and that's going to be when he starts unleashing hell. Alright, so let's look at his abilities. First off, his attack should be roughly half of his, or his basic attack should be half of his attack stat, which I believe it is. Sweeping Charge is a melee physical attack, 1759, with a chance to freeze the initial target. This looks like it is an AoE with a chance to freeze the targeted person, and it increases momentum, similar to what we see with plant growth. That attack is 1500 to 1700, a little over 100% of base attack. I know I said I wasn't going to do the calculations, but I can still ballpark it. So AoE that adds a possibility to freeze the initial target. Great idea there. Avalanche, ranged water attack on target for 2065, so that is going to be 1.5 times the base attack stat. That's pretty good. Alright, so chance to apply Frostbite for 3 turns, deal splash damage to other enemies, consumes 50% of momentum. That is a thing we do not see with Lily. We do not see any type of reduction in her plant growth, so that's kind of an interesting mechanic. We're going to lose half of our momentum if you use this ability. I guess that's fair. Increases splash damage based on the amount consumed. So the most you'll be able to consume is 5 momentum. I don't know how much extra splash damage that's going to be. Without seeing more of the calculations, we'll just have to kind of eyeball it at that point. This is also an AoE attack, so just I think sort of an AoE. It's target enemy with a little bit of splash damage. Splash damage is likely going to be negligible, so we'll call it a single target attack. And then Tusk Charge, melee physical attack for 757. That looks to be 50% of his base attack. It provokes the target for 3 turns and reduces momentum by a fixed rate of 2. So basically we're going to be gaining momentum and losing momentum, at least in terms of PvP fights and stuff like that. We should probably look at cooldowns: 5 turns, 6 turns, and 3 turns, so a total of 14. In terms of energy usage, let me just get that right here. 5 turns, and 6 is 11, and 3 is 14. I have my cheat sheet here, still have it by my computer, but this is right up there with Valken and Torchy in terms of extremely good energy usage. Looking at my sheet, I don't see anybody else that has... Shade has energy usage of 14. I have that one on my list. Torchy is at 12. I think Valken is 11. Valken is the best in the game as far as energy usage goes. Sir William has energy of 14. Yoko has 14. So not really any OP heroes that really have great energy usage. Kira had 14, but he kind of sucks now. Dagon is 14. Sifu is 14. Those guys all suck. But a lot of the really good heroes have at least 15, 16, 17 as far as energy usage. So this guy here, he's going to be good for a long haul in terms of abilities constantly recharging. So that's going to be pretty interesting there. So epic, he doesn't have an epic yet. I don't anticipate that coming up soon. But ultimately what we want to see is we want to see what this guy does and how he works. So my guess is likely we're going to put some defensive runes on him. I don't know exactly what to expect yet. I'm just going to take the best of what I can find out here. I know some of these are junk, but I'm not going to go through a rune equip and unequip. In fact, I'm not even going to worry about whether or not it's a defensive rune or not. I'm just going to pick what I got here. Alright, so it's a reasonable start. I'll throw his blessing on there as well. So now as far as teams go, he has obvious synergy with the Beast teams and Solaris. The Solaris mechanic was certainly nothing super great. It wasn't a major, I guess, game changer like Leo, who revives 2 people instead of 1. So really I'm curious about how much damage can this guy take. That's what I want to see, and how much damage reduction he's offering as well. So let's do a couple of attacks here. I am still going to pair him with Solaris, obvious. Oh, here's a... Alright. This damage reduction should help mitigate some of that black diamond nonsense that we're seeing a lot of. So I don't need Hopper on my team because they don't have Solaris. I am going to use... Let's see... We're going to put Goretusk in our first spot. I got to find out where he is on my list here now that I never used him before. We'll go Goretusk there. And then we're still going to keep Shade in there. I still want to win these matches. And then we need a fourth. Who does our fourth want to be? I think in the spirit of Winterfest, we're going to whip out Grognog. I think this should be sufficient. They don't have anything to save their Hopper. Should be able to gank Hopper pretty good. All right, let's do it. And I didn't check runes. Obviously, it was a 5592, so they're decked out. I don't really care what they are. I doubt that they're gonna kill any of my people. Well, maybe, just maybe, Black Diamond will. I don't know what the damage reduction is. That's the big thing. We're playing it in normal speed too. I apologize for that, but I want you to be able to see the numbers. All right, so, oh, adios, Black Diamond. That's why I don't use Black Diamond. So, I think the benefit of Goretusk versus Furno is your team doesn't sacrifice their attack. That's going to be super, super helpful. Now, the big question here now, for me, is do I try to put the hurt on Koros, or do I try to kill the bunny? I know I'm going to kill the bunny with Shade, so I feel like going after Koros is going to be the way to go. And it looks like we have one of these already started, so we can provoke Koros if we want, and all this does is removes my momentum. It's just we saw this one does 50% of my base attack. It's not going to really do much. So I'm going to whip this thing out here with a chance to freeze the initial target. If I could freeze Koros, we're going to be sitting pretty good. See what the mechanic looks like here. Kind of cool how he charges in there. It did get the freeze. I like that. And we got a frostbite on the bunny. I was looking to see he didn't get slowed down, so that whole attack him and get slowed. But I'm thinking we're damn near close to auto win at this point here. So just with this single raid here and seeing what Goretusk can do, I'm pretty optimistic. This is a much bigger. It's a much bigger. Gosh, I can't even think. It's a much better release than what Marrow was. Marrow was a little bit underwhelming. I think Goretusk is going to be borderline legit, if not full-on legit. I like him already. I like how he looks. I like how he saved my team from Black Diamond, especially when she comes out and ganks the heck out of Shade. All right, let's finish this off here. We'll do one more raid after this here. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I want you to get out there and celebrate Winterfest. Let's consume some of our momentum. It's kind of cool. Yeah, let's just kill him. So, 5592. Adios. I didn't even have to revive anybody. And congratulations to Ha, who just got a gold key today. Nice job. Oh no, he wasted. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Sorry to hear you wasted your gold key. Alright, we're going to do one more raid here, and maybe we'll shake up the team a little bit depending on who we're going against. Alright, Nibelheim. It actually sounds a lot like Nibelheim from Final Fantasy VII. Maybe that is where you take your little cues from. So in this case here, who do we want to use? They don't have Solaris, so I don't need Hopper. Let's throw a random person on there. I do like to... I'm going to keep Shade in there just so I can kill Astrid. But what we're going to do... We're going to go risky on this one, take Solaris out. I'm going to throw out my buddy Furnace. I've been using Furnace a lot for Zom teams because I can't stand when Zom tries to steal one of my corpses. So we're going to use that to taunt. Actually, I don't need to do that because Goretusk has a taunt on him. So scratch that. We don't need Furnace. What we will do then, we want to survive Astrid. Shade's going to gank Astrid, so no problems there. So we're really free reign to do whatever the hell we want here to kill Zom. I think what we will do, we will throw my Astrid in there, and we'll throw Koros in there. couple of powerhouses. It should be over in the first turn. Should be. I've been known to be overconfident before, so. So what I want to see, I'm hoping that Shade targets my Astrid, because if Goretusk can protect Astrid from getting ganked, I mean, even with Astrid with her Guardian rune on, she still gets killed by Shade. You'll notice I didn't raise the speed up either. Oh, Goretusk. Bummer. Well, that's how he's going to play, I guess. That's kind of sad. So, I got to work on getting some damage reduction and bulwarks on that guy and make him survive. But there's always going to be that Shade that throws a wrench in things. He's got some serious defense on his side. Let's see if my Koros has anything in him here. Killed their Shade, that's all that matters. Astrid should die burning. But unfortunately, Goretusk is going the way of the dodo in just a second. Oh, wow, Zom. Look at you doing the old AI is really stupid thing. Alright, so protect ourselves from the worst case scenario here. I don't think there's any... Well, I was going to say there's no way that I could lose this one, but I guess those little minions are pretty potent. So what we will do, Zom's dead. Oh, Shade's going to die too. Kudos to you, mister, with your very, 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 very tough Zom. That's just really on me for picking a random team too, so I would normally take a Solaris team, but we can see clearly that certainly Goretusk is not super OP where he can't be killed. Once I get better runes on him defensively, maybe we mitigate that a little bit, but we'll leave that up to you to play around and see if that's going to be, what you want to go after. So, the final consensus here then, how are we going to evaluate this guy here? So, overall, as a hero, I think Goretusk shows a ton of promise. I'm a little disappointed that he is a beast. I thought we could have done a little bit better and went a little bit, off the beaten path a little bit and buffed a different person, maybe another ogre or something like that. But that's okay. I still think he's very cool looking. I definitely love his character model. His abilities are unique, and his momentum trait is very unique as well. It's super helpful. I think it's going to be great in longer dungeons. I do like the Mammoth Guard as well, where you start with extra defense and taunt. I think that's going to help a lot of people as well. But ultimately, what it's going to come down to is, one, do you want to pony up the cash here to get him like I just did? If you don't want to pay the cash, remember to participate in my little giveaway here. You could have a chance to just win him outright via a gift card. But ultimately, it's going to be, do you want to spend money on these gold keys? Now, I bought a bunch of these last year. I think I bought, there's 6 of them in here last year. I feel like I bought at least 3 gold key packages last year as a bit excessive. But this will ultimately determine based on what you see here. Do you want to purchase some golden keys for Winterfest to get yourself a better Goretusk? Personally, I'm not going to buy any of the gold keys, being that I have him almost 5 stars now. I did the quick fix with the big purchase, but I'm going to use some bronze keys to beef him up a little bit. But I would definitely give my stamp of approval to this guy here. I think he's going to be a very good hero in the months to come. Once we figure out how to best use him and who to pair him with, and how to use those abilities and such like that, I think he's going to be something special. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and we will wrap up this video. Remember to leave a comment on here with a number if you like, and then you'll have a chance to win a $100 gift card. And hopefully everybody has a fun and safe and productive holiday season. I will have a Grognog Epic video up very soon, shortly after this one. We'll give it a few days. As far as the contest goes, we're going to run it for a good chunk of the Winterfest season, and then I will let you know when the winners come out. So I guess until next time, we will see you again, and thanks again for watching. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. If you like this video, please show your continued support by hitting that like button, and be sure to check out both my YouTube channels for new content all the time. And always remember, peace is a lie, there's only passion. We'll see you next time.